Hello, hello, hello. I am Dana Michelle Woods, and I am the vision creator of the Be You, Do You, Live You experience, as well as the author of Self Discovery 33. It's time to take you to the big picture. Well, I'm excited for tonight because I believe we're going to have some wonderful information to share with you. And so I just want to welcome you in. How is your Saturday going? I know that someone's going to watch this, it's going to be on a Tuesday, but I'm recording this on a Saturday night. And I don't know about you, but it's kind of frigid here, but that's okay. We got hot information, hot off the press, just for you. Well, tonight I'm going to talk about a topic that I believe is going to be really good. Make sure everything is okay here. And I'm going to talk about, excuse me, who do you want to be when you grow up? I remember years ago when I was in middle school, and we would always have these general assemblies. How many you've ever had a general assembly, right? And I remember we always get these guest speakers, and we had people in different professions and so forth. And then a fast forward, one year I was invited to a middle school to speak to a particular class on just my journey, as well as my accomplishments. And I was talking about the time where I didn't think I was going to graduate from college because it was, everything was just happening kind of crazy in my life. And I was wondering, would I ever finish this degree? And I showed the students, so I was there. And so I said, here is my degree. And I showed them the degree, not to make them envious or jealous, but I showed them the degree so I could let them know that you don't get the reward if you quit. And that degree still means so much to me. It absolutely does. And so the question is, who do you want to be when you grow up? At the time when I was a kid, I may have had like 20 different occupations that I wanted to do, but I wasn't quite sure. And even when I graduated from high school, I wasn't sure. And when I went to college, early on, I wasn't sure. And then it wasn't until I started taking some classes, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm really good at this accounting thing. I think that's what I want to do when I grow up. And I had an opportunity, like some people don't have this opportunity. My profession matched my degree. People graduate from college and you're like, okay, you were a philosophy major. What are you doing with your career? What are you doing now? And they're like, oh, I work in IT department. Well, how does that tie to your college degree that you spent all that money and all those years studying? So I was very fortunate that my years of study paid off, that it landed me actually working in my profession. I'm so grateful for that. But here's the point. I didn't know what I wanted to be, even as an adult. When I finally grew up, I'm like, I still don't know. And that may be where you are right now. Who do you want to be when you grow up? But I want to dive into the part grow up. Are there some areas in your life that need you to grow up in? Could it be in your finances and your relationships? Could it be in the type of person that you are? You have to do some kind of, self-examination. Are there areas in your life that you're still the kid in? And if you're going to grow up, if you're going to be that person, if you're going to be you, it requires you to grow up. Are you willing to grow up in order for you to really grab a hold of your life? See, this life is not meant for the immature. It's meant for the responsible, the mature person. And the reason why I say that so boldly is that you're going to face challenges in your life that a child can't handle, only a grown-up can handle. And then there are times when you will have moments where you feel like you are a child. When you get your first promotion and you're like, you're acting, you're jumping for joy and you're excited. And they're like, who is that? Is that a kid? No, that's just Tom in there. And so I want you to think about areas in your life that require you to grow up. I had to make some tough decisions last year. And I said, I got to grow up here. I'm still a child in this area. And that was a very difficult conversation to have with myself. Because if I'm going to do me, do me, do me, do me, if I'm going to be me, all that, live me, all that, I have to identify that, there's some areas that I'm not mature in. That's what I mean by grow up. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just trying to be honest. And you know yourself. If you still fly off the handle when someone just gives you an ounce of criticism, or you hear something, someone says something negative to you, and you can't seem to bounce back, it takes you days to recover. That's a problem. Because guess what? People are always going to have something to say. And so I want you to be able to assess yourself. I'm going to give you a challenge almost every day. We've been going strong at this. I'm excited. And I said to you these words. I said, listen, there's some areas in your life that require you to grow up. What are those areas? Is it in your marriage? Is it in being a parent? Is it in being a daughter? Is it in being a human? You know, you're real critical of people. You're sarcastic. You're negative. You always suck the air out of the room when you come in. You know, are you that person where when you come in, people disperse? You know, are you that person where nobody wants to be around you because you're just so toxic? It's time to grow up. See, at the Be You Do You Live You Experience will teach you how to grow up and why it's in your best interest to grow up. And the reason being, you owe it to yourself. Who wants to be 50 and you still acting like you 10? That's a disconnect. That is an identity disconnect. I talked about that early in the week. Check the video out on YouTube about that. Just hashtag Dana Michelle Woods and you'll find that YouTube video on identity disconnect. And so I'm asking, who do you want to be when you grow up? Who was that when you were a kid and you used to write and you loved doing what you were doing? Where is that kid? Where is that young photographer? Where is that young artist? Where is that young singer? Where is that young chef? Where is that person that you would get lost for hours doing that particular thing that you didn't realize that you loved, but you were so good at? And you got conditioned to conform to the world that let's get a job. You gotta get a job. And you need a job. I get it. You gotta eat. I get that. But you're not fulfilled. See, this is a time where gone are the days that you do things just to do them. I want you to be you in 2022. I want there to be such an excitement when you get out of the bed. That you're not getting out of the bed because, hey, it's payday. Yes, that's what gets you excited. It's Friday. Yes, that's why I'm excited. No, I want you to be excited on a Monday. You're going to be one of the ones that don't have a Monday blues. Why? Because you recognize every day is amazing. Every day is a gift, and everybody don't wake up. Those who went to bed last night didn't wake up this morning. There's some people that happened to. But if that happens to be you, I want you to be remembered for some amazing things. That means that you have to come off of that couch. You have to come off that social media, just watching it all day long. And you got to put your hands to the plow. You got to get your life in motion. If you want to deal with, if you want to get rid of depression, guess what? You got to first get to the place where it's what's triggering this? What's bringing me down? I'm going to be demonstrating. What's bringing me down? And once I figure that out, then I have to identify how do I need to stay up? What do I need to stay in a certain posture that I keep my energy up? What is it? What will it take? It shouldn't be that when my bank account is full, that's what I'm like, yeah, the joy, I feel joy. No, my joy is not predicated on what's in my account. My happiness is not predicated on the fact that I'm married or I have kids. Because what happens if your spouse passes away? Then what? There goes your happiness. What happens when your kids move out, go to college, and have their own family? What? My happiness goes away? No. I don't want you to be that person. So the question is, who do you want to be when you grow up? Are you ready to grow up? Are you ready to put aside those immature, those childish things, those habits you used to do, that they're no longer beneficial to you? If anything, they're distraction. And so, what is it that you always wanted to do, but you never had the courage or you never had the support? You never had someone not pushing you, but saying in your ear, you can do it. Well, guess what? I want to be in your ear right now. You can do it. Just go for it. Plan it out. Don't just jump, but plan it out. See what does it take. And then every day your steps should be to make what it is that you desire come to pass. That's how you do it. It's not just wishing and crossing your fingers and hoping people can hook you up. No, it's you taking decisive action to become the person that you desire to be. Don't look at, maybe I don't have the resources. Maybe I'm too old. You're never too old. And you're never too young. Those are excuses. That's like you count yourself out before you even try. And I want you to try. I want you to give it a shot because you deserve the shot. So I want you to think, here's your assignment tonight. I'm not going to be here long with you tonight. Here is your assignment. What do you want to be when you grow up? And age doesn't mean you grew up. Age is just that you just aged over time. It's in your behavior. It's in your actions that determines your growth, not your age. Have you ever heard the statement, man, you see a kid, she's 10 years old and they're talking, and you're like, wow, she sounds like an old soul. In other words, she doesn't sound like her age. And when people have like an old soul, they're not trying to be old. It's just in them. And there's something about you that you have been putting off, that you keep saying, I'm not going to do, I can't do it, I don't have the time to do it. You know, my opportunity has passed me by. Guess what? Knock, knock. You create the opportunity. Don't wait for it to knock on your door. You go for it. So what is it? What is it that you want to do? I knew that I couldn't sing, but you know what? I bet if I had really put in the discipline and the training, that could have been a dream of mine. It could have been a reality. But that may not have been my why. I know who I am, but that may not have been my why. I'm a speaker, an educator, an author, an entrepreneur, but I am not a singer. Though it sounds like you have the voice that you could be, I could hold a tune maybe for less than a second, but that's not my gifting. That's not my contribution to society. I will not be remembered as a singer. Definitely not. If you see that, somebody put that in there to be funny, because I've always wanted to sing. That was always a want of mine, but I never trained. I never put in the work to cultivate that ability. I won't even say gift, ability, slight ability. So when you go to bed tonight, you close your eyes. I want you to think about, who do I want to be? What is it that keeps nagging you? It won't let you go. It keeps, every so often, it keeps tapping at you. It keeps knock, knock. I'm still here. Not going anywhere. Knock, knock. I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. Don't ignore the knock of your destiny. Don't ignore the knock. Because it could happen that you will miss the opportunity. Now you up in age and you're on your way out. You're like, oh, now I want to realize my goal. Well, I know I said until that breath is up, it's still in your body, you got opportunity, but there is a time where it's like, oh, I think that has passed. I don't want you to have a life of regret. I want you to be able to figure out what it is that you want. Who do you want to be? Not who you want to be according to somebody else's idea of you. My dad always wanted me to be a doctor, but you're not the doctor type. That's your sister's dream. That's not yours. Well, if I become a doctor, then I'll get that love. I'll get that support from my family. Then you're doing it for the wrong motives. And you can finally get that position and become a doctor. Say, hey, Dad, here's my degree. And you're looking for that validation, that support, and that, come here, give me a hug. I'm so proud of you. And what happens if your father walked past you and said, so what? Let's see how long that's going to last. then you did all that for what? For nothing. That's why I am so big on do you. What do I mean by that? Do your life according to your plan. Create the plan for yourself. In the description below, there's a link there where you can get some free resources. I created just a sheet, a 10-year plan. Yeah, I'm not saying do all 10 years now. No, I'm not saying that. Just take a year at a time. What do you want to do this year? Identify what it takes. Identify what could be a barrier that could prevent you from getting it done. What's your resources? I put all that together. All you gotta do is take time to sit, think, and say, okay, I got it, and write the information down and keep it going. That's it. But the hard lifting, that part of the heavy lifting was on me. Now you gotta do the other half of the heavy lifting. And so again, I want you to think. Who do you want to be when you grow up? I know the answer for me. And my actions every day line up to it. Whether I'm at my computer and I'm working on a workbook or I'm working on another project, whatever it is, it leads to who I am today. It leads to my purpose. It does. And it's a good feeling. Is it a challenging? Yes, it's challenging. But you know what? It's worth it. And there's a peace when you know who you want to be. It's like, oh my goodness, I'm comfortable with this. And then you will work out a transition. So let's say you want to be an author. And right now you're working for the government. Well, I'm not saying quit your government job and, I want to go to Spain and want to write this beautiful novel. I'm not saying that. But now you know what it is that you want to do. I want to be an author. And I want to be a person that I go different places and read my book. And, I'm traveling around the world. My book is taking me around the world. That's the person that I want to be. Well, again, guess what? Figure out what it takes. You can start writing in the evening. You can research what does it take to be an author while you still got your government job. And then when you get to the point where you're profitable in being an author, then you phase out the government job. If that's what your desire is. You may be a person that want to travel Friday through Sunday. I travel around, reading my books. And then Monday, I'm back at my government job. It's nothing wrong if you want to have 2 streams of income. Nothing wrong with that. But I do want you to figure out who do you want to be when you grow up. There is a peace, there is a serenity when you know who you are. That's why I want you to be you. And this is the year to do it. So that next year is you just add, there's another layer. You don't have to keep resetting every year. When a new year comes in, you build on the prior year. You don't keep hitting reset because that means you're starting back from zero again. You don't have that kind of time to keep hitting the reset button. But if you take the time and to ask yourself some questions, it's going to help you. Pick up my Self-Discovery 33 book. And when you pick up that book, that's going to help you discover who you are. And then I want you to come to the event. You can come virtual or in person. Why? January 25th. Why? Because that event's going to give you the tools you need so that you can be you. And we have it all throughout the year. But I want you at the first event. Be part of my history. At the first event, John Smith was there. At the first event, Lisa Hawkins was there. That's what I want. I want your name to be part of. When I look at the attendee list, I want to be like, these are the people that came to the first event. I'm so excited. That's awesome, right? Well, listen, I'm Dana Michelle Woods. It has been my honor to serve you tonight. And listen, don't forget, I'm going to see you tomorrow. We're going to have another golden nugget for you. And so I hope you enjoyed the video tonight talking about who do you want to be when you grow up. And guess what? There was 2 parts to this. Once, I want you to identify who that person is, but then I also want you to think about your life. Are there some areas in your life that require you to grow up in? I gave you a twofold tonight because it's Saturday night. I want to do that for you. So listen, check out the description for more information about what took place. And listen, I want you to know that we are so excited about this year. We're excited that you're going to have an awesome history this year. And we want you to stay connected. So make sure you're following us on our Instagram as well as on our Facebook, and turn on your notifications so you know when I'm posting videos. And go over to our YouTube channel and you will see that I post videos every single day. Yes, I do. So have a good Saturday, and we will see you tomorrow. And I want to say thanks in advance for those who supported us. You said, I can't go to the event, but I like what you're saying. And guess what? You can look out for support on my Cash App, $ Dana Michelle Woods. I want to say thank you in advance for taking the time to invest in yourself and supporting what we do. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And for those who took action, you got your ticket and you got the platinum ticket. I am woo. Thank you so much. And those who got the gold ticket, yay! And those who got the silver ticket, what? You in the building, you in the place. And we're going to have a phenomenal time. So I am Dana Michelle Woods. And again, it has been my honor to serve you tonight. Have a good one.